So, who owns your online self, that digital version of you that exists on the internet? Today, we're diving headfirst into a real digital identity showdown. It's a clash between two completely different visions for our future, a battle over who really gets to hold the keys to your online life. So let's dive right in.
Okay, let's get real for a second. We've all been there, right? You just want to prove one tiny little thing about yourself, like that you're over 18. But to do it, you have to hand over a full copy of your driver's license to some website you've never even heard of. It just feels clunky, inefficient, and frankly, not very secure.
And that right there, that's what we call the digital identity paradox. Services need to know who we are, but we desperately want and, need to keep our personal data private. So how do we fix this? Well, there are two very different ideas bubbling up that are trying to answer that exact question.
All right, so first up in the ring, we have the official contender, the European Digital Identity, or EUDI. This is the big government-backed solution that's designed to drag our old-school national IDs into the 21st century.
So what is it, really? Well, the easiest way to think about EUDI is like an official, government-issued wallet that lives on your phone. It's your driver's license, your passport, your national ID card, all bundled into one secure app ready to go for any official online business. Now, this isn't just some app somebody cooked up. EUDI's foundation is, well, it's rock solid, legally speaking. It's all based on this massive piece of EU law called the EIDS 2.0 regulation. Think of it as the official rulebook for digital identity across all of Europe. This means each country is in charge of issuing and controlling these digital wallets. The trust model? It's pretty straightforward. You have to trust your government. And that makes it a perfect fit for all that high-stakes official stuff, like filing taxes, opening a bank account, or even showing a digital driver's license.
And this is where we get to the real trade-off, right? The classic pros and cons. EUID's greatest strength is its legal power. It has to be accepted for official services anywhere in the EU. But the flip side, and this is a big one according to the source material, is that this single official identity is tied to every single thing you do. This creates a really detailed and maybe even permanent digital trail of your entire life.
Okay, so EUDI is the official government-stamped digital ID card. But what if there's another way? What if the main goal wasn't just putting your ID online, but actually shielding it? Well, that brings us to UIID, which starts from a completely different place philosophically.
So instead of an ID card that basically shouts who you are, think of UUI as that digital shield. Its number one job isn't to announce your identity to the world, it's to protect it, while still letting you prove the things you need to prove. And the whole thing is built on this really powerful idea called self-sovereign identity, or SSI for short. The concept is simple, but it's pretty revolutionary. It says that you, and only you, should have the final say over your digital identity. Not a government, not some big tech company, you hold the keys.
So you're probably wondering, okay, how does that even work? Well, it's all about something they call a decoupled architecture. It sounds a little techie, but stick with me, it's actually pretty clever. First, you verify your real identity just one time, creating this super secure core ID. But, and this is the most important part, you never actually show that core ID to anyone. Instead, for every single website or app you use, you create a brand new, totally anonymous sub-ID. This means the company behind your social media account has no idea you're the same person who uses that gaming account or shops at that online store.
And that's the magic right there. You get all the security that comes from having one single verified identity at the core, but you also get the total privacy and flexibility of using unlimited anonymous personas for everything you do online. It's all about verification without exposure.
But wait, how can you prove something without, showing your data? Well, this is where the really cool tech comes in, something called zero-knowledge proofs. And trust me, this is mind-bending stuff. Imagine you're at a club. Instead of showing the bouncer your ID with your name and address and everything, you just have a magical stamp on your hand that only shows up if you're over 18. The bouncer can't see any of your info, they just see the stamp and know you're good to go. That's a zero-knowledge proof, proving a fact is true without revealing any of the secret data behind it.
All right, so we've met our two contenders. In one corner, we have the state-backed digital ID card. In the other, the user-controlled digital shield. Let's put them in the ring and see how they really stack up, head to head.
Okay, so when you put them side by side like this, the differences just jump right off the screen, don't they? On one side, you've got EUID. Everything flows from government rules. But then you look at UIID, and it's built on a decentralized ledger, the same kind of tech behind cryptocurrencies. And that's not just a tech detail. It changes everything. It's why EUID's control is centralized with the government, while UIID's is self-sovereign. It's yours. It's why EUID's privacy is a legal promise, while UIID's is a mathematical guarantee. And that all leads to the biggest practical difference for you and me. One official ID versus unlimited private ones.
Let's just double-click on that control part for a second, because this is absolutely crucial. With EUDI, some government agency issues your digital ID, and at the end of the day, they manage it. With UUID, you are the one and only holder of your private keys. Nobody else can touch, manage, or take away your identity. You are in charge, period.
And what about privacy? This is maybe the most fascinating divide of all. With EUDI, you're getting a legal promise. Privacy is based on laws and audits. You have to trust the system, the institutions, to follow the rules. But with UID, it's not about trust, it's about math. Privacy isn't just a policy written on paper. It is physically baked into the code itself with stuff like those zero-knowledge proofs.
So given all that, the source material really makes a case for UUID, arguing it's just a better fit for the world we live in now. It calls the system anti-fragile because there's no single juicy database for hackers to attack. It gives you true anonymity. It's built on global standards so it works everywhere. And, most importantly, it guarantees user ownership. Nobody can ever just turn off your identity.
But hold on, maybe this whole showdown thing isn't the right way to look at it. What if it's not EUDI versus UIPD? What if it's EUDI and UIPD working together? The source material actually closes by suggesting exactly that.
Okay, so what would that even look like in the real world? Let's paint a picture. Imagine you're applying for a mortgage online. Now, for something that serious, you'd use your government-backed EUDI to do a one-time verification inside your private UID wallet. The EUDI acts as the official trust anchor. But then later that day, when you use that same wallet to log into social media, you use a totally anonymous sub-ID. So the bank gets the rock-solid proof it needs, but your day-to-day online life stays completely private. You really do get the best of both worlds.
Yeah, the source puts it really well. It says UIID can basically upgrade the UDI concept. It takes that official, kind of rigid government ID and wraps it in these powerful layers of privacy, user control, and flexibility that the original system just doesn't have by itself. It's a pretty compelling vision for how these two things could work together.
So, at the end of the day, this whole thing leaves us with a fundamental question for our digital age. Who do you want as the ultimate guardian of your online self? An official authority that offers legal recognition, or a decentralized system that offers you mathematical privacy and total control? The answer we all choose is going to define the future of the internet.